Hello everyone, today I'm going to be talking to y'all regarding my fear presentation project for my public speaking class, and I really just want to focus mainly on basically public speaking apprehension. This is a very common issue when it comes to people that are giving speeches and people that fail to really apply themselves to their speech, to really relay a message that is going to affect those that are listening to the speech. And it's key to having a good delivery, to having good connection with your audience, to having a very just profound speech. And speaking apprehension can come in many forms. There's people with actual cardiological effects that cause them to have speech apprehension, such as poor breathing. They might lose their breath or be out of breath. There's people that are stressed or anxious, and their brain just kind of starts to slow down, and it doesn't quite process as it normally does. And then there's a big one is stage fright. You get up on stage and you realize that there's 400 people looking at you, and you're thinking to yourself, wow, what do I really have to say that these people really want to hear? And this is all preventable. Stage fright, it's preventable. These cardiological effects, they are preventable. These slow operations or these slow neurotical brain movements, basically, these are all preventable. And it takes studying, it takes practicing, it takes repetitive sequencing, almost like muscle memory. It's basically a muscle. Your public speaking and your ability to give good speeches is a muscle that if you don't work out, of course it's going to get weaker. Of course it's not going to work as well. Of course you're going to have stuttering moments and moments when it gives out on you. But if you're willing to put forth the effort and you're willing to take the time to study and realize what you're going to say and understand how it has an effect on those that are listening, this can actually help avoid these speech apprehensions. And the biggest one for me is practice. If I get up on stage and I start speaking before I've practiced and before I realize exactly what I'm going to say and what points I'm going to pursue and which facts that I'm going to relay, and to make sure honestly, my information's correct. The worst thing I believe that you can do is get up on stage and then give information that's false or incorrect. You don't want to falsely lead someone. You want good, citable sources that will give you good, solid facts. And I feel that a lot of people tend to sometimes choose sources that are questionable, which makes me question their credibility as a speech giver. And I would hate for someone to have that reputation. And so, yeah, just really focus on the practice part of it. Just focus on these relaxation techniques for whenever you're practicing with yourself. Focus on really just the main temporal issues. You have traits and you have situation, like a situational stage fright. Like I might not have stage fright whenever I'm talking to a large group of my friends, but whenever I go to a college or something and I'm relaying a message to these students or to this large gathering of professors, yeah, you bet I'm going to be a little bit more nervous in that situation. And then trait-wise, I feel like yes, there definitely is some people who do not have that public speaking, that carrying voice, that willingness to open up and relay a message that they truly believe in. Even if they do believe in it, they might still have trouble finding the confidence in themselves and finding the capability really to just relay that message. And you can see this constantly within the videos that we're watching for my public speaking class. There's a video and there's a movie clip actually of a man who's giving a speech over tobacco products, and he struggles tremendously simply because his notes were unorganized. He was not confident in himself. He doubted himself as a public speaker and as a person who has something very important to say. He really wanted someone else to be doing it instead of him. But that's not always how everything goes, and sometimes we need to step up and we need to realize that we are more than capable of delivering a fantastic speech. And another great example of fear or stage fright would be in the last video, which was actually titled Fear of Public Speaking. And many people have really put public speaking on an altar or on a pedestal. They've really put it above, acting like it is something beyond everything else we do. And granted, yes, we are the only animals that actually perform public speaking, which is a new fact to me personally, which I found in the third video that you can find on the Blackboard website. You just have to get some cooperation from the professors at OC. And well, you know, it's not natural. Nobody else gets up in front of large groups of people. Nobody else gathers. Nobody else does that. And you know, that's very cool. That's very interesting to know that humans are one of the only animal species of their kingdom, and they give that speech, and they talk, and they alternate, and they have communication modules, and you know, that's just really neat. But you know, it's difficult not putting that up there, not thinking like, wow, like I'm really nervous about speaking in front of all of these people. And that's not because you're not capable of it. That's just the general fear of embarrassment or humiliation, which is, I feel like, what a lot of people struggle with. You know, they don't want to humiliate themselves in front of their peers, in front of their classmates, in front of their friends and family, which is why it is important to practice. That just relays it all back to one simple rule. Practice your speech, organize your speech, and deliver your speech. I feel like those are the three main steps. If you can just get that done, you'll be able to relay some type of message. You'll be able to have some type of solid fact. You're going to have some type of reason or need for the speech, and you're going to be able to connect with your audience in some way, at least a percentage of it. And well, thank you. That's my fear presentation and how you can help yourself stop fearing the arts of public speaking, and you can really just progress mentally and physically whenever it comes to these speech apprehensions. Thank you.